Hello, ABI team. I want to talk to you today about a very important step in our people cycle, which is the OPR process that we're kicking off over these next few weeks. The OPR process is one of the most important things we do as part of our people cycle. It's the key element of how we build great teams and win in our businesses. It's more than just about company performance. It's about identifying the talents in the company and allowing them to grow at their own pace. It's about giving people honest feedback and allowing them to understand what are the gaps they have and what they need to do to grow. It's about understanding people's ambitions and putting them in the right places where they can add the most value for the company. So OPR is critical to how we build teams and drive the company forward. One key aspect about the OPR process that I want to talk about is meritocracy. Meritocracy is at the heart of everything we do in the OPR process. We do that by making the OPR process as objective as possible. This entails using frameworks to assess our people, like the 4A framework, which is really critical. As part of this, it's important that you have discussions with your line managers to really understand what it is you want. What are the gaps you have? Using as inputs the reviews that you had from your 360 reviews, for example. That is great input for you to use to have the conversations with your line managers before you head into the OPR process to talk about expectations and gaps and what you really can expect from the company going forward. So to make this OPR process successful, two things are critical. One, critical to let line managers have an open conversations with their teams to understand exactly those things. What are their opportunities, what are their gaps, and what are their expectations for future growth? But equally important, it's important that each of our team members seek out and really make sure that they have in-depth, detailed conversations with their line managers to talk about those gaps and opportunities. One more thing about this OPR process is we're trying to make it as meritocratic as possible in order to help drive diversity in the organization. We're going to do that by doing two things. One, we continue to do unconscious bias training across the whole organization, repeating some of the work that we did last year and taking it a step forward. In some meetings, we're going to include bias breakers in our OPR discussions. The second thing we're doing is we're also adding analytics to the process to make sure that this process is as unbiased as possible, because we know that if we have an unbiased process, for sure we're going to have a more meritocratic and a more transparent approach. It's going to drive diversity in our organization. So that's what's most important. That's the message I wanted to send you. We're kicking off the OPR process today. Critical that you engage with your line manager to really express your objectives, what you want out of the company, but also hear from your line manager what your gaps are and what you need to do to improve. That way we can build the best teams to make sure our company drives to the future. I'm super excited about this process. It takes a lot of work for our people organization around the world, but I think it's world-class. I think we're making improvements to it to make sure it's more meritocratic, and your engagement is critical to make sure you have the best future you can have in the company. Thank you very much, and thank you for your commitment to this process.